What's going on, Cubs fam? We are back for another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. We have had a lot of changes in this game over the last several months. New squads, reworks, Vader, all of this stuff. And it is time, ladies and gentlemen, to go over, once again, the new top 10 squads in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. The best 10 squads. This is going to be a definitely a generalized list because there's so much variance in all of these squads. And so I'm going to classify them based off probably the leading component of that squad, be it General Skywalker or Padme or whatever it may be. And so without any further ado, let's get into the list. I'm going to jump over here and we're going to do 10 of these squads. So starting with Newt Separatists. This is, now we're talking all around game functionality. Some of these characters are going to be on here, some of these squads rather, are going to be on here because of their implications in Grand Arena, and some are going to be on here because of their implications in Squad Arena or offense or defense. It might just change based on who it is. But for Newt in particular, let's jump on over here for Newt. Newt is just one of the best defensive characters in this game. And the squad that typically comes with him is going to be Jango, sometimes with Droideka, sometimes with Watt. Nest is going to be a common character in there, and Dooku. So this is pretty much the team you're seeing here. And this is a pretty strong First Order team that's going against this, and they're going to have success against this, but it's very difficult to successfully go against Newt and get high banners, which is why I am including him on this list. He's a must place for me, and I've got a Relic 7 Jango, and me personally, this has been one of my go-to grab banners from my opponent teams, and in a lot of cases I am getting wins and getting defensive holds, which is very important. So I think Newt is a must for everyone who wants to be competitive in Grand Arena. So my boy Newt showing up at number 10 on the list. All right, let's get into number 9. We have got Jedi Revan, ladies and gentlemen. Jedi Revan is all the way down at number 9. This is pretty shocking, I think, probably to a lot of people, but he still works very well in this game. You can see here Jedi Revan, when paired with gas, is going to be able to take out a Galactic Legend Rey if you've got the comp and the mods right. I don't think that most Jedi Revan teams are going to be utilizing gas, and so I think if we were to consider Jedi Revan with General Skywalker, he might raise on the list, but typically you're using him to take out Grievous teams. I think that's where a lot of people kind of have him limited right now, and so he is a bit lower on the list, but he's still really amazing. I mean, being able to take out Grievous, one of the best, you know, defensive teams in this entire game, is vital, I think. This is a squad you must have. He's still absolutely top 10, but knocking him down a little bit just because there's a lot of teams I think that have shown up that are a little bit more important on use nowadays. All right, let's get into number 8. Number 8, we have got the one and only Padme Amidala, who has got it going on. Leia's mom, guys. Padme is still vital, and I'm gonna put her above Jedi Revan because she is going to take out more teams than Jedi Revan can, in my opinion. Is probably a better defensive character. She's a little bit more of a switchblade right now. She's not really kind of, I think with Grand Arena in particular, which I'm going to be honest, Grand Arena is probably the biggest consideration on this list because that's the best game mode in this game, in my humble opinion. And so Padme, she's more of a switchblade, I feel like, than Jedi Revan is. I guess if you're going to throw, again, if you're going to throw gas with Jedi Revan, which I'm really not considering gas with Jedi Revan when I rate these squads, maybe that would change. But assuming without gas, Padme is going to have a tremendous amount of use both on defense and on offense. You could probably make a debate to flop those. That's where I like it and where I think it's a little bit more applicable to today's climate. All right, number 7, we have got Grievous and Watt. Now, Grievous and Watt, this is a dynamic duo in my opinion. Grievous is really good in and of himself. He's going to get a lot of holds for you. He's a very difficult character to go against. Even if you bring in the right comp, RNG can go against you. Watt is going to take that to the next level, especially if he gets that tech over on Magna. That's going to make things challenging for you. He's going to make it so that you can't go after B2 immediately. And if you do go after B2 immediately, you might get punished with a revive from Watt. If you get good RNG, you might be okay, but it kind of forces you to go after Watt and take a lot of those debuffs. You can see here a Jedi Luke is going to be able to do pretty well against it, but this is Jedi Luke. Ladies and gentlemen, Jedi Luke is going to do very well, but when I personally take my Jedi Revan against Grievous with Watt, I have a very hard time getting high banner wins, and it's just a white knuckle match. I can still get the win, but having to go after Watt, especially when he's relicked up, and that time that I spend not going for B2 and I'm getting all my buffs stripped, I got buff immunity on me, that's gonna nerf Yoda. There's just so many things going on there that screw with you when you throw Watt in there. So Grievous, he's great. Throw Watt in there, and he really just goes to the next level for me, in my opinion. Number 7 squad in the game. All right, number 6, we got Darth Revan. Can you believe it? Darth Revan all the way down at number 6. I might get a little bit of flack for this, but I'm going to defend this because, in my opinion, there are just better options nowadays than Darth Revan. So Darth Revan still one of the better defensive teams out there. He's going to be able to take on basically every team in the game except for Galactic Legends. Unless you got your counter carved out right, you're probably going to need to finagle things a little bit to get Darth Revan to work there. Some people are using other characters like Darth Vader in there, which is going to show up here after Darth Revan. Actually, I'll make an argument for that. But Darth Revan still, I mean, it's Darth Revan, guys. He's still going to work against gas if you've got, maybe you throw Han in there. Not really considering Han in here, but you know, if you got the mods right, you can beat gas teams. Mirror match is going to work pretty well if you've got your speeds on Bastille of Fallen right, and then he's going to take out literally everything else in the game, and so he's still fantastic. But in my humble opinion, with some of the recent developments in this game, with Jedi Luke, with the Darth Vader rework, and with Galactic Legends, Darth Revan's just falling down on the pegs just a little bit more. Speaking of, in at number 5, we do have Darth Vader. Now, in my opinion, Darth Vader is more valuable at this point than Darth Revan. Now, if we're talking defense, if we're gonna talk defense here, I do think I'm gonna have to give the nod over to Darth Revan instead of Darth Vader. The reason why I am making a case here for Darth Vader on top of Revan is from an offensive perspective. Darth Vader has been invaluable for people who want to go after and attack Galactic Legends. Now, I wish I had I have, here's some footage of Vader going after Padme. That's not incredibly impressive. I mean, Gas is on this team, so that's nice. I've been able to get this to work against Galactic Legend Rey, others against Galactic Legend Kylo. I just didn't have that footage at the ready for this video in particular. But Darth Vader, a lot of times, the reason why Darth Revan is able to be part of a team beating Galactic Legend is because of this Vader rework. This might be the best rework we've ever had in this game from an offensive perspective. Again, the big caveat on this, and if we're going to think mostly about defense or prioritize defense, I do think we need to flip Vader and Revan, because Vader's just not working that great on defense right now. He really depends on you using his kit right, and the AI doesn't know how to use it exactly right. And so this is definitely giving bias to that offensive consideration. Defensively, he's not number 5, but I think he's worth putting at 5 because that offensive value is so intense. Without Vader, I can't beat Galactic Legends right now. For me personally, anyone who doesn't have Galactic Legends that has a relic Vader might be the only way for you to win Grand Arenas, literally. And so this offensive value, in my opinion, brings him just skyrockets Vader in value. And there's so many different compositions you can use there that I don't think it's worth really mentioning one. I'm just gonna put Vader at number 5 because there's so many different squads that you could put together with Vader being the central component that are going to beat Galactic Legends a lot of time using Darth Revan, sometimes using Palpatine. You've got the Sith Triumvirate with them here in this footage. Lots of different options there. And so in at number 5, we've got Darth Vader. I'm not going to apologize for that. I think it's worth putting him here. All right, let's check out number 4 in the game. Now, I debated putting Vader at number 4, but when I talked to my buddy Tylus with Shadowlands, he was like, Cubs, you're smoking. You got to put Gas in at number 4. And the Gas 5 first, or the more I think about it, I have to agree. They're able to beat Galactic Legends in a lot of cases. They're one of the better defensive teams in the game. You can see Gas here in this footage, a vital component here with Bastila lead going up against SWGoH. Very valuable, and there's a lot of different places you can use Gas. I think that the Gas 501st is the 4th best squad in this game. I'm not showing 501st here, so that's probably a miss on my part. I probably should have found 501st footage. F in the chat for my footage skills. Sometimes it's a bit challenging to find footage for 10 teams for a video that is applicable, but point being, Gas, very, very valuable and great on defense. And I think that's probably one of the things that bumps him above Vader, and why I agree with Tylus, is because he's not just valuable in offense, he's not just able to beat Galactic Legends, he's got that defensive value as well. And so for Vader, just an offensive character, Gas is the full package, and so I'm going to put him in at number 4. All right, number 3 in the game, I am super excited to place Jedi Luke in at number 3. I cannot wait to unlock Jedi Luke. Now, I'm going to have to admit, I'm sad that I don't have Galactic Legends, but I'm not so sad because I'm going to be able to use Jedi Luke here soon, who is able to beat Galactic Legends. He's able to beat Darth Revan. He's able to beat Gas 501st. He's able to beat literally everything in this game, including Galactic Legends if you put him in the right team. Offensively, he maybe is one of the best. Other than Galactic Legends, he's comfortably number 3 offensively in this game, in my humble opinion. From a defensive perspective, you could probably make an argument on Jedi Luke versus Gas. I think Jedi Luke is also a pretty great defensive character. With my Darth Vader, rather, I am able to beat Jedi Luke teams pretty easily in my shard for the teams that I have put together. And I'm struggling against Gas. If you guys have been watching my Grand Arena streams lately, oh my gosh, Gas is giving me headaches. So maybe Gas is the better defensive character, but I think the offensive value is enough to put Jedi Luke above the Gas 501st. All right. Let's get into the next one on the list. We have got numbers 2 and number 1. I'm just going to give both of them at the same time. Galactic Legend Rey and Galactic Legend Kylo in at number 1. I do think this is the right order. I think it used to be a little bit more debatable. I think a lot of people thought that probably Rey was the better one. And look, Kylo is comfortably the better character out of the Galactic Legends. I don't think anyone's really debating that at this point. There are a lot of counters to Galactic Legend Rey. That's the reality. Kylo is more difficult to beat. And so when we put these at number 1 and number 2, I think it probably is going to be a bit more of a defensive consideration. For me, the Kylo is comfortably in that more challenging defensive spot to beat. It's very hard to beat him. I can beat Rey. I'm still struggling with Kylo myself. But it's not just that. Offensively speaking, Kylo has some really great implications in this game. He can solo so many different characters, and he's great in raids. He can solo the Sith Triumvirate raid, which usually we don't really consider raids very much in what we do because they're kind of a moot point, but the last remaining factor in that Sith Triumvirate raid was a solo team, and Kylo has given us that. And so for me, Legend Kylo in at number 1, Rey at number 2. I really think the gap between the Galactic Legends and the rest of the pack is pretty sizable. They're very comfortably numbers 1 and 2. And I think that the gap between Rey and Kylo is maybe not as sizable as the gap between Rey and Luke is, but they're comfortably Kylo in at number 1. So, ladies and gentlemen, tell me what you guys think about this list down in the comments below. Let me show it to you guys one more time, actually. Let's get over here. There it is, and I'm gonna need to move my camera here in a little bit. All right, there we go. All right. Numbers 1 through 10. Who do you think got gypped on this list? Did CLS get disrespected? Did Night Sisters get respected? Geonosians, Padme, or no, not Padme, JTR is another one. Let me know if you guys think any of those characters got disrespected. I'll hear all of your debates down in the comments below. Thanks again for joining me for the video, my friends, and as always, my brothers, don't forget